And today I do. Of all the heavyweight talents that bestowed the phenomenon of Twin Peaks upon an unsuspecting television audience, the most tragic, undersung, and physically lightweight of them all was, ironically, the one whose face even the most casual viewer would recognize. I speak, of course, of Flappy.
Discovered by David Lynch himself here outside the Double R Diner in North Bend, Washington, after a particularly late-night filming, the director figured this must be the proverbial early bird and asked if he cared to be a part of the show. In reality, Flappy was just coming home after being out all night. He caught the worm the actual early bird was due and hit the hay, dreams of Star filling his tiny head.
Everyone loved his contribution to the opening credits. However, the plucky local had more grandiose planned. At various times, he was found perched and/or capering about on the log lady's log. Thank you very much. Mayor Milford's shoulder and James's motorcycle. There are even rumors that Frank Silva's crouching at the foot of Laura's bed that inspired the concept of Killer Bob was due to him dodging a playfully swooping Flappy. He even tried to convince the powers that be to cast him as Laura Palmer's murderer.
All these scenes were subsequently cut, although the last idea did inspire the bit about Waldo, the minor bird.
Sharon Lee and Flappy struck up a friendship. And members of the makeup crew recall seeing prominent love pecks on her shoulders and upper torso area.
He has unlimited energy and enthusiasm, and he's a schemer.
After the initial installment wrapped and the cast and crew returned to Los Angeles, the unflappable Flapster migrated south himself, leaving his many children to fend for themselves.
Yeah, at first I thought, he's making a mistake. But then I thought, hey, Flappy, it's your life. You know best, you know? So I wished him well and said goodbye.
Ingratiating himself with casting agent Joanna Ray and director Tina Rathbone, he did screen tests for the roles of Waldo and the owl that Bob inhabits after Leland's suicide. However, he lacked the physical presence for the latter and the vocal dexterity necessary to play Waldo.
Thank you very much. We'll call you.
He tried appealing to his Peter pal and former paramour Cheryl Lee, who managed to get another role even though her character had been off before the first episode had begun. She dismissed him, saying that her hands were tied. "With fiddly's fine twine," he wittily retorted. The bon mot was lost on the distracted Ms. Lee, who fiddled with her spectacles and brunette wig.
Soon cozying up to Peak's pants throb, Sheridan Fenn, the pair managed to convince writer-director Harley Payton to pen some scenes with Flappy as Audrey's rebound romantic interest after Agent Cooper's rebuff.
Flappy was a wild man. Forget Coop. Come to buy Coop. That was one of his favorite pickup lines. But ABC absolutely rejected the bestiality angle. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Legend has it that a large amount of money was spent to suppress lurid photos of a supposed foursome of Flappy, Ben, McLaughlin, and Lorenzo, the llama from the Lydecker Clinic sequence.
I don't remember it. But in those moments, it's like it's best just to sort of, go off the ride.
Eventually, the fickle fan bit the stun bird in two. Forced to pound the pavement looking for acting jobs, he found the going rough as everyone had typecast him as that lynch bird. In bitter retaliation, he began a tireless and, in the end, successful campaign to have the show canceled after its second season. He returned to the Snoqualmie area with his tail, right where it had always been, but noticeably harder and somewhat less perky than when he had left. He went back to his old ways, and now he would regale the natives with outrageous tales of Tinseltown tomfoolery. However, stars clouded his vision once more when Lynch and Company rolled into town to Len's Fire Walk with Me. Cozying up to cast members he hadn't already alienated, he became pals with young Jonathan Lapel. Pierre's hopping dance in the parking lot was inspired by some of Flappy's patented legwork.
Oh, well, everybody's heard about the bird.
Chris Isaac was drawn by Flappy's quirky warbling. Isaac humored the bird suggestion to record an album of aviary-themed covers with Flappy starring in the promo video. As far as they got was a medley of Rock and Robin and Servant Bird. It was a ramshackle lo-fi recording, with Chris and the band breaking out into bouts of nearly uncontrollable laughter. It's one of the rarest and least discernible devices tracks. After a particularly debauched Firewalk rap party, Flappy awoke several days later back in LA, wrapped in Frank Silver's broke, nestless, and suffering from severe depression. Flappy looked up some old LA girlfriends who took pity on him. One of these was Sylvia, a robin who had appeared in Blue Velvet.
Being discovered by Lynch was the worst thing that could have happened to him. Flappy was a pretty bird whose ambition exceeded his wingspan. His head was always in the clouds, and not in the usual way that it is, for a bird.
Reportedly, the even-tempered Lynch had grown ever more irritated by the spirited Flapster and his off-key crooning of the theme from Shaft and the Rolling Stones' Happy, which he rewrote to star himself. Lynch banned birds from all of his films after this, even though he had considered giving Robert Blake's Mystery Man from Lost Highway a creepy pet cockatoo. That said, many believe that Flappy's story was the basis for the lead character in Mulholland Drive. In fact, Betty's big audition scene was lifted almost verbatim from an unfilmed Audrey Flappy tete-a-tete. Sadly, he never received any credit for this inspiration.
In July of 1993, a bird believed to be Flappy was found drowned in this bird bath in suburban Encino, California. Authorities say that a neighbor's cat played with the carcass for a while. Then its owners dumped it in the trash.
Agnes, the mother of many of Flappy's children, had one word to describe him.
Their eldest, Flappy Jr., when asked about his famous father, remained tight-lipped and replied by crapping on our camera.
The Marty Cafe, Sister Tweeds, redecorated its walls with images of Warner Brothers cartoon canary, Tweety Bird. One day, a group of peekers, irate over the new decor, voiced their displeasure. The loudest protest repeatedly asking, "How come there's no pictures of Flappy on the wall?" The police were called in to quell the mini-mob, and no one has ruled out the group as suspects in the still unsolved 2000 Tweeds arson. Proprietor Kyle Tweed still steadfastly refuses to display any tributes to the ever-controversial local.
It's not the right thing. And I refuse to bow to the pressure of a few. I've heard nothing but negative things, negative reports about this bird. Graffiti all over town reading Flappy equals Krabby Pappy. And I have no reason to doubt it. No offense, but I hope he's rotting and burning in a prominent place in bird hell.
A strong sentiment, not shared by everyone. Ah, Flappy, we hardly knew ye. And perhaps it's better that way. This is Thaddeus, Stumpy Joe McGinnis. I'll see you in the trees.